What's going on, vendors? Mike here with 720 Vending. Today we are going to join me as I prep my candy machine Super Mini here for its new location tomorrow. I am transferring my credit card reader that I had, my Cantaloupe ePort G11 that I had on this old machine, to a new machine, onto this one, and I'm going to have you guys walk through with me on this. For this process, you're going to need a small socket to remove the plexiglass, a Phillips headed screwdriver, and then I have my 3D printed bracket that is an updated version of this bracket here.
Alright, be prepared.
So, let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to turn the machine on for a little bit better lighting. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. So I have this on the G11. It has two 4G antennas. I have already fished one through the frame of the machine and here, so it's going to live up on top of the machine. Nice and neat up there. It fishes down through this channel here, down into the bottom, and you'll see that in a little bit once I get to it. I've already removed the base out of this machine because I do need to access space in this area. Give me one moment, I'll be right back. Alright, let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to start by removing this plexiglass panel, and as well as the one down here. That's one anchor nut there. One more there. Now we can remove this panel. Gives us some more access space. There is one piece here on the side that has to be removed, or at least loosened up, to access the panel that the card reader will mount on. You'll remove this from out of your path. And then you have 4 screws that hold on this piece of plexiglass here. Try not to drop the screws, but if you do drop them, make sure they land in the prize chute. I just didn't have enough room to give you guys a good view. Okay. Now that this panel is out, I'm going to go ahead and transfer the stuff from the old plate to the new plate so I can get it all mounted up. Now I'm just transferring this because this was a modified plate from Nyax that was on the machine originally when I purchased it. Stepped away for a second and misplaced my screwdriver. So this is the 3D printed plate that I designed. specifically for Cantaloupe. It'll fit the ePort G11 as well as the ePort Engage. If you are looking to purchase a card reader for your machines, whether it's the ePort G11 or the Engage, use promo code 720vending30 at checkout to save some money. It'll save you $30 per card reader, and there is no limit on how much you can use it. So it definitely is an excellent way to save some money when you're working on building everything out. See, as you can tell, I drilled out the holes to modify the way this sits, so it doesn't sit exactly perfectly center, whereas this one does. So you feed the cable through here, and you line up your 4 holes. A nice feature is with this one is I have the plate to anchor to divert anything on the back from getting interfered with the cable. Nice feature of the cover I designed. Keeps everything nice, neat, and clean. If you have any questions about the cover, feel free to leave them in the comments or send me a message. My email is in the description of the video, as well as on my about page. All looking nice and neat. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go back over here to the machine. I'm going to reinstall it. Nice thing is, it goes in right here where the original cover came out, and it mounts back up using the original screws. It gives you a really nice and clean look. And that way everything stays out of the way. Nice, neat, centered. Let me get these final 2 screws in down here. Not too sure why those aren't lining up. Aha, I didn't have these things loosened enough yet. It does happen from time to time. There we go. Now it sits nice, neat, and flush. And of course I dropped a screw down into the bottom. So we'll get that out. Get that where it's supposed to go. Final screw going in. If this doesn't work, you'll never see it because I never completed it, so why would I publish it? So if you're seeing this, everything worked out good. So as you can see, it looks really nice and neat in there. Lines up. Cable will go down into here, down into the bottom, and down into this back panel here. Up next, I've got to get the pulse interface adapter installed, which is this cable here. I took the liberty of modifying it. This is the connector that came with the machine with an IX attached to it. I disconnected it and I connected it up to the Cantaloupe wires. The purple, red, and blue wires go to the 12-volt positive, which on this is going to be red. The black and the white are your grounds, and they go to the black wire. The green and the orange are your pulse wires and cache reporting. Those go to the green wire on this harness. For Cantaloupe, the blue one is not used at this time. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up in here. I'm going to disconnect this. Yes, I know the machine is on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here and I'm going to feed it through here. And I'm going to connect it to where the NIAX originally connected to. It's now all connected. I can put the coin mechanism back in. Everything's nice, neat, and tucked away. I now have my pigtail in here for my pulse interface adapter. Up next, we're going to take our telemetry device. So this is the brains of the entire operation. This is the interface for the users, but this is what controls everything. I forgot one step. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to take the second antenna I have, because like I said, there's two in the kit. Going to tilt this out of the way here. And what I like to do for these ones is I will put one antenna down in here, out of the way of everything, and run the wire inside. And that'll connect to the telemetry box here in a few minutes. This goes back up in here. And then if you give me just a moment, I'm going to turn the machine around. And we're going to go ahead and get everything else connected. Before I turn the machine around, I'm going to connect the cable here to the pulse interface adapter. That way I don't have to do that behind the scenes. This goes down. This will connect to the telemetry box. This will connect to the telemetry box as well. These two are very important. If you do not have these connected, none of this will work. So now once I grab my blue key, I'll go ahead and open up the system board area here. And in here, I have my pulse isolation adapter. I have my credit card reader connection. And I have my 2 antenna connections. What you're going to do is, if you didn't have this as a used device, so it's going to have a Velcro patch, and it's going to mount right in here. But since I'm using it as a used device, I'm going to attach some double stick pads to the back of this. That way it adheres to the side of the machine and stays firmly connected to the machine. Hey guys, let me know if anybody is going to the NAMA Expo, which is the full line snack and soda machine expo. Promo code is down at the bottom of the screen for a 10% discount to go to the show. If you're interested, drop me a line. I hope to see you there while I'm doing this install. And if you want to go ahead and use the promo code. So I'm going to connect the antenna in the front to antenna number 2. And I'm going to connect the antenna I have up on the top to antenna port number 1. And at this point I am going to flip off the machine because I am going to connect some power connections. The card reader goes to this one that's marked card. If it's a little darker, I'm sorry. I need to get some studio lighting. That connects the card reader to on the front. And then this one is your MDB connection, which you don't use MDB for, but it does use the power functionality of it. And this will plug in right here. Lastly, you need to connect the auxiliary port on the G11 box to the pulse isolation adapter. Goes in just like this. Locks in there nice and neat. I'm going to go ahead and peel off all these stickers off this tape. And get this all squared away. And down in here, I'll shine a little extra light on it. Is the telemetry box. All connected up. Everything's nice and neat. Give me just a second to clean up the wires. First things first is the pulse isolation adapter is going to go get tucked in down here. I'm going to tuck the extra wires that I don't need down into the service hole below, because there is space to do so down there. The DEX cable, which is not used, also goes down into the service cable hole. And then the excess cable for the card reader goes down in there as well. It keeps everything nice, neat, and out of the way. The antenna cable can just be tucked in here. There is space for everything. As you can see, there's plenty of space there. And what I'm going to go do now is I'm going to go back around the front, and we're going to go ahead and flip this on. Actually, I will turn the machine around so that everybody can see. And let's see here. Card reader is booting up. The front's coming on, as well as the telemetry box down here. The lights are coming on, so it's coming online. As we can see here, it is booting up. Once it boots up, I will do a test play on it to verify that it is all working. Set it to $1 per play is what I have my game set to. Making sure everything's working. So I have a pass card with Cantaloupe that gives me that's basically like a test card. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe it. It's authorizing. It approved it. And now we're adding the credits to the machine. It's going to put 5 credits on the machine. And everything's working. And then all you gotta do when you're done is put everything back in the playfield, and you're all good to go. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions. Have a great day. Hopefully I'll see you at the expo. Have a great day.